Well, welcome back to the third Japanese whiskey that isn't actually Japanese whiskey. The Kurayoshi 18-year-old. This is the pure malt of the 18. Now, as we know, it is a blend, and this bottle, look, it's probably a little bit more special than what it's probably going to be for you and everyone else. But if you can read that, that is the actual Japanese bottle that I brought back from my last Japan trip in August 2019. So, I actually discovered this one walking around. I think it was my last day. I hadn't bought really that much whiskey that I could bring home, in my luggage anyway. And I was at one of those big camera stores. Now, if you've ever been to Japan, a big camera store is not just a camera store. It is a 6-story building that has everything that you could think of, and it's amazing. It has things like, I don't know, from stationery to kids' clothing to go down the bottom, and it's got sushi and chips and chocolates, and then you've got whiskey, and then you've got cameras, and it's just a one-stop shop. It's basically like going to Westfield and just putting every single shop up and downstairs instead of just having them all spread out. I love Japan. I absolutely love Japan. So when like this one came out, or I saw this one, I was actually pretty excited. Wow, I put that lid on pretty hard. Now, this is the last one out of the whiskey tastings that we did for Northside Whiskey Social. So again, if you are on the north side of Brisbane and you want to join us in Sandgate, we hold them once a month, sometimes 2 a month, depending if we sell that. We'd be happy to bring you along, but make sure you check out our Facebook page, Northside Whiskey Social. So if you can see that, it's very, very, very light. Very light. Now, as you know, you already know, I've already spoken a couple of these in the videos. I'll link these up, here for the first one. And then the second one is the 8-year-old, which I'll put up here for you as well. I'll put them on YouTube if you're watching Instagram. Go to my YouTube channel and you'll be able to find them. But this is obviously not Japanese whiskey. It's imported whiskey. These guys have only been around for 8 to 10 years. So there's no way that they could be releasing an 18-year-old whiskey under the current regulations of whiskey, I guess. Now, I'm going to do a video on the new whiskey law changes because I've had a fair few people asking me about that. So I'll put up a bit of video on that. But obviously I can't read the Japanese on the back of this. So you get a lot of oak and a bit of spiciness on this one. Now, this was one of the crowd favorites at our event, but at $500, we'll talk about other options for you. So straight away, well, that's the first bit of whiskey I've had all day. Straight away, you get hit by that smokiness, comes straight through. A bit of the oakiness comes through as well. You've definitely got that oak on the nose, but you don't have any smoke on the nose. And this was one of the things that got a lot of people at the event. They didn't realize it was going to have that bit of spice, bit of smokiness to it. Now, basically, as soon as you tasted it, it basically finished straight away. This does linger a little bit longer than some of the other ones. Now, it's probably drying up now. The spiciness and the smoke is gone, and now I can go back to it. So I would call that probably a short to medium finish on this one. And it's quite enjoyable for $100. This is not worth $500. Now, if you were looking to spend and get some big money or a good bottle on Japanese whiskey, and you've got a budget of about $500, there are 2 to go for. Now, again, even at the current prices of about $400 each of these, I think that they're starting to get too overpriced. I was buying these in Japan for about $50. I think I've already spoken about this story. The last time I bought these, I bought up because I bought them for $230, so there was plenty of them. The Yamazaki 12-year-old, if I haven't done a review on that one yet, I will do something on it because this is realistically what started me in whiskey, and especially the Japanese love for whiskey. But the Hakushu is probably the closest to this one. This one's probably a little bit more smoky than the 18-year-old pure malt, but that one could be an option for you. And again, at about $400 or so, that is probably a better option than this one here. So anyways, that is it for the Matsuri Distillery. I'm not going to be buying any more of these bottles at all. These were basically the leftover from the tasting event, so I thought I'd get on and do an actual video for everyone else that's interested in it. But always look out for the labels because they are going to be changing, and look out for the video that we do very shortly, which is the new regulations and new changes of the Japanese whiskey industry. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.